Have you ever looked at a trading report and just felt lost? It's like trying to read a foreign language, right? All those numbers and charts. But what if I told you that hidden inside all that data is a story? Actually, it's more like a detective story. Today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going on an investigation, deconstructing a real trading report piece by piece to find the clues that tell the real story of a strategy's performance. So, let's start digging.
So, what are we really looking for here? Is it just about that one big number at the bottom of the page? Case closed? Or are there more layers to this mystery? It's time to put on our detective hats and search for the evidence that tells us not just if a strategy made money, but how it made money and maybe even why.
Because, that's what a good performance report really is. It's a narrative. It tells a story of the wins, the losses, the risks that were taken, and the consistency behind it all. You just need to know how to read between the lines.
Okay, meet our main character, the equity curve. Think of this blue line as the visual diary of our portfolio. It tracks its value over a full 2-year period, showing us every single peak and every valley along the way. This is where our story begins.
All right, first things first. Before we get into all the nitty-gritty details, let's just answer the one question that's on everybody's mind right away. Did it actually make any money?
And the answer is a resounding yes. A net profit of over $5,900. Now that's a fantastic result, but remember, that's just the end of the story. Now we get to find out how we actually got there.
And if we go back to our equity curve, you can see this wasn't some wild roller coaster ride. It was a pretty steady, controlled climb. I mean, sure, there are some bumps. Every strategy has them. But the overall trend, it's a clear picture of consistent growth.
Okay, now it's time to go deeper. We're going to analyze the DNA of this portfolio by looking at 3 key metrics. These are the numbers that really tell us the story behind the performance and help separate genuine skill from just pure luck.
First up, winning percentage. It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. How often did the strategy make a profitable trade? You don't have to win every single time, but a good strategy should probably be right more often than it's wrong.
And the evidence is pretty clear on this one. With a winning percentage of over 63%, this strategy was correct almost 2 out of every 3 times. That's a really strong clue that we're on the right track here.
Next up is the profit factor. And honestly, this might be the most important clue of all. It answers a really simple question. For every dollar the strategy lost, how many dollars did it win? Think of it like a batting average for your money. Anything over 1 is a good start, but the higher this number is, the better.
And this portfolio has a profit factor of 2.17. Let that sink in for a second. That means for every single dollar it lost, it made back over $2. This is a huge piece of evidence. It tells us this wasn't just some lucky streak. It's a fundamentally healthy and profitable system.
All right, now for the tough part, the risk, the maximum drawdown. This tells us about the worst losing streak the portfolio ever went through. Imagine you're at the top of a hill and you start to slide. The drawdown is how far you fell before you started climbing back up. It's a measure of the financial, and let's be real, the emotional pain you would have felt.
So the biggest drop this portfolio ever saw was just under $270. Now let's put that in perspective. With a total profit of nearly $6,000, a dip like that is, well, it's a very small price to pay. And this is a key finding. The risk was incredibly well managed, which is the hallmark of a truly solid strategy.
So, we know the what, a profitable, well-managed portfolio. Now let's figure out the when. We're going to zoom right in on the timeline and see if we can uncover any of those hidden patterns in the data, from the big picture of years all the way down to the hour.
Looking at the yearly breakdown, it's pretty obvious. 2024 was a good year, for sure, but 2025 was the real powerhouse, bringing in over $3,000 all by itself. And the start of 2026 looked pretty promising too, before this report ended.
Okay, this is where our investigation gets really interesting. On the left, you see the busiest trading days. Lots of action on Fridays, right? But look at the right. That's where the real money was made, Mondays and Tuesdays. This is a classic case of working smarter, not harder. The data is telling us that for this strategy, being busy didn't necessarily mean being profitable.
And now for our most granular clue yet. This chart shows us the profit by the hour. And there it is, a huge spike at 3 p.m. That's the golden hour for this portfolio. Now imagine you're the trader. What do you do with this information? Well, you focus your energy on that golden hour, don't you?
This is how data turns into real, actionable intelligence.
You know, a trading portfolio is kind of like a sports team. You've got different players and each one has their own strengths. So, was this a team effort, or did we have one star player who basically carried the team to victory? Let's check the stats.
Here are our top performers. The top 3 were all solid contributors, each one bringing in over $1,000. But then we have this one, strategy _2_26_81. It didn't make the most money overall, but that profit factor, it's completely off the charts.
A profit factor of 6.17. Just let that number sink in. For every single dollar this strategy lost, it made back over $6. This wasn't just a good player on the team, this was the MVP. It might not have been the biggest earner, but it was without a doubt the most efficient and powerful weapon in this entire portfolio. So, after digging through all the charts and all the numbers, what have we actually learned? Let's put all the clues together and deliver the final verdict on the story of this portfolio. So, what's the final verdict? Well, our investigation has revealed this was no open and shut case. We found consistent, steady profits. We found a high win rate and tightly controlled risk. We uncovered those hidden patterns in the timing of the trades, and we identified a true superstar strategy. Case closed. This is a robust, well-managed, and highly effective trading portfolio.
So, the next time you look at a wall of numbers on a report, just remember, there's a story hidden in there, a story of wins and losses and these hidden patterns. You just have to know how to look for the clues. So my final question to you is this: what story is your own data waiting to tell you? And what are you going to do about it?